Today we got the review of a very exciting pistol that has hit the market. This is the KWA ATP, or Adaptive Training Pistol. It's KWA's reincarnation of their old Glock series, which was discontinued. But it's a lot like a Glock. It fits in all Serpa Black Hawk holsters that are made for Glock 17, 18, whatever you want to call it. And it feels very similar. We'll actually be comparing it to my Glock 17, and we'll show you compatibility and similar features. Let's go over some of the features. You have the metal slide, goes back, locks into place. Very crisp, very nice sounding gun. It's just like the old Glock. If you ever used one of their Glock 17s, the slide pull, it's not very smooth. You kind of hit a bump when you're pulling the slide back. I don't know why, but it doesn't really get in the way. Works really well. You have serrations in the front here and in the back, so when you're racking the slide, it works a little bit easier. You have removable back and front sights. The back sight can be replaced with an old Glock style sight. I have tried that on my old Glock. The front sight, I think, is a little bit different, but it just usually stays in there. One thing about the sights, though, is when we did get this gun, the back sight was loose. Simple fix, just super glued it in there, and it's not going anywhere. So that takes care of that. You have a bottom rail on the bottom, obviously. Put a flashlight, whatever you want, on there. Pretty simple. Your magazine, 25 round NS2 magazine. The only thing difference between this and the other magazine is it has a Taiwan on it, and the bumper is a little bit different. As you can see, it's a little bit thicker, and it's made of rubber, so if you were to drop it, it's going to be a little bit more impact resistant, which is nice. The lower frame where you hold your hand, it's very ergonomic. It's got textures everywhere. You see it's got little grooves for your fingers even. It's very comfortable to hold. The old Glock was also very comfortable. This just takes it to a new level. It's very, very nice. It's a polymer, high strength, really good. The back strap here is interchangeable. It comes with a thick one, which is on the gun, and then a skinnier one, which just basically doesn't have this huge bump right here. It's just more of a flat grip. Personally, this one feels a little bit better to me, but you know, it's for everyone to change. Has a back lanyard mount, just like most pistols. The lanyard through there. Takedown's pretty simple. Take out the magazine, rack the slide. You have the two takedown levers right here. Pull them down. There goes your upper slide. Now, looking in here, it's basically the same as the Glock. I mean, the mechanism is basically the same. The only thing that's different is this rubber bumper right here. And this bumper can cause some problems if you don't super glue it in. Actually, when the ATPs were first released, this bumper was in reverse, put on the gun reverse. There's these little fins, and if they're not facing inwards toward the trigger, your gun won't work. So this was originally facing outward. This model was facing outward, so we had to switch it. It was really simple, just pull it off, switch it around. But I would recommend you to super glue it in. You won't have to worry about it. It's basically there to take some recoil and lessen the wear and tear on your gun over time. But yeah, you're probably going to want to super glue that in because it does tend to fall out a lot. Other than that, it's basically the same. Let's go into the rubber. ATP on this side, Adaptive Training Pistol. Then you have a nice KWA logo. Taking it down is pretty simple. Just remove your spring guide. It's the same spring guide as the 17, which I'll show you in a sec, just a minor difference. Take out your inner barrel and your outer barrel. Now originally the outer barrel came with a orange muzzle cap that has these 14 or I think they're 20mm threads, but you can just pull it out after you want to glue it. It's pretty simple. Outer barrel has no markings. You have your inner barrel right here, standard design, KWAs. Pretty easy to work on. Before we put this back together, we'll look at the 17 here. Now, like I said, the ATP is the reincarnation of the Glock 17. This is a KWA Glock 17. The only difference is I have a PGC slide on here for realistic traits. But I'll show you the compatibility here. And actually, I'll put the ATP back together so I can show you. The one thing that is nice and is compatible is magazines. So if you have an older series magazine, it'll work. This is the ATP magazine. I tried it in the Glock. It fits. I've shot it in here. It works fine. The only difference is this bumper. So you can see it looks a little bit weird, and you do have to give it a little bit extra push if that bumper's on there. But other than that, it works fine. Vice versa. the old series magazine and the new ATP. Fits in there perfectly. Just cuts off a little bit lower. Like I said, again, it shoots fine, slide works, etc., etc. So that covers the magazines. Now, one thing that was also really cool is if you just take the slides off each gun, like this, the ATP slide will actually fit on the Glock 17 lower. The only thing that really doesn't work well is the catch. The slide just comes short of the catch, but you can still push it up there and force it up there like this. I have shot it like this before, and it does work. There are some minor flaws, but it still does work. So, I mean, yeah, it kind of looks weird, but it works if you really wanted to do it. Now, for the 17 slide on the ATP, it does fit. It also shoots, but as you can see, it's a little bit off in the back and also on the front. I haven't shot it like this just because of that. I didn't want to ruin anything, but I mean, the slide works. I mean, the barrel, the spring guides are working fine. It looks like it would work, but let's take a little bit closer look at the two slides of the guns here. Now, the spring guide I have on here is an upgrade KSC metal spring guide for 17. This one is the standard ATP plastic one. My Glock also came with a plastic one. These two, they are convertible. You just have to take the bumper off of the 17, and it'll work just fine. Come on. The outer and inner barrel of the 17 and the ATP are completely compatible. They're identical. There's really no difference. So the outer and inner barrel are also compatible. So I mean, basically, everything is compatible on these guns. The only thing that's not compatible would be, well, I guess it is compatible, but I wouldn't recommend it would be, just taking the slide and attaching it to the next gun. But yeah, other than that, the guns are completely compatible with each other. So if you need a part, or you just need something off the ATP for an old Glock, the ATP I guess has you covered. Now, performance on this, it uses the NS2 gas system, so it's very reliable. It has a 25 round magazine. It probably shoots around 330, just like the Glock did with a .2. And one thing also, same thing, on these old M17 magazines, the gas consumption was excellent. I can get about 2 mags with one fill. Same with the ATP mags. I mean, you get a lot of gas consumption out of these guns. So overall, for $130 on e-bike and other retailers, this is a really good pistol if you want, something that looks a little bit different, but also is familiar and is, common for magazines. For $130 you can't go wrong. It's a KWA. They make some of the best gas pistols on the market. Yeah, that's the review of the KWA ATP.